Hello, guys, and welcome back to AI Dev Now or Algorithmic Innovations. It is your host, Gene. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. As you can see, see here, we have our lo-fi already spun up, and I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about a app that I created that is pretty useful in my opinion. It's called HustleTok. The whole idea is for you to be able to transform any job description into a viral TikTok strategy to land your dream role. I had this idea to help other people and myself stand out in the tech market because it is very hard nowadays to just to sort of stand out, right? You're competing with a lot of folks when it comes to these jobs and whatnot, and so it can be difficult sometimes. So let's start off by let me demo the app to you guys, and we'll just go ahead and grab a sample job description. We'll copy and paste everything right from the job description. All right, and I got this from another tab that I had open. And we'll paste it right in there, and then we'll say generate TikTok strategy. Whoop. And so it's going to generate us a TikTok strategy that we can use to help us stand out and create a vertically formatted video to help us um, stand out and submit with our application, right? So here is the TikTok strategy that we have. Now let me tell you about this job first. This job was for Perfect Harvest. It was for a full stack engineer. And like I said, it's generic job description for a full stack engineer. Some of the responsibilities include implement and manage NoSQL and SQL databases, collab with product and design teams, utilize TypeScript for building, code review, provide constructive feedback to peers. This is participate in agile development processes, etc., etc., etc. So now let's look at our strategy that we have here. So TikTok video strategy for job application at Perfect Harvest. And you can download this strategy as well. So the overall strategy: utilize TikTok's engaging and creative platform to showcase your technical skills, personality, and passion for joining Perfect Harvest as a full stack developer. Create a series of short and dynamic videos to highlight your expertise in key technologies, problem solving abilities, and teamwork skills. So here's a 5-part video series content plan. So it gives you the introduction and background. Introduce yourself with a catchy hook, share your background in the computer science related field, etc. Video number 2, this is video number 1. So express your excitement about the opportunity at Perfect Harvest. Use upbeat music and engage visuals to capture attention. So that's video number 1. Video number 2 is demonstrate your proficiency in JavaScript frameworks like React or Angular. Show examples of serverless applications you develop using Firebase functions. Highlight your experience with NoSQL, SQL databases. Include a time-lapse coding session to showcase your coding abilities. Then you have video number 3, problem solving. So you essentially create all of these videos to showcase that you can do what you say you can do in your resume. Essentially, it just helps you stand out. Execution tips: keep your videos short, aiming for around 15-30 seconds each. I would say 15 since there's a 5-part video series. Use trending TikTok sounds and effects to make your content stand out. Interact with viewers, etc. Use captions. So this is a very cool like I said, very cool app that just gives you a way as someone who's in the tech job market to, sort of help yourself stand out. And like I said, this can always be expanded to where, okay, maybe you don't know how to necessarily create this video, right? So maybe you want to create a script. So then you can go further and say, hey, can you help me create a script for this video? Right? That's something you could do with ChatGPT or whatever as a follow-up, but it's something I might add on as a feature to this app. This app isn't live right now, but I'm running it locally. But this is something that I will make live, and this is a part of the 100 days of 100 apps of me building 100 apps until I get a software engineering role. And yeah, so excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. So that's it for this one, guys. I'll go ahead and end it there. Thank you guys for. We won't end it there. I'm sorry. Excuse me there. Let me see. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the code. Actually, before we wrap things up. So what I'll do is I will hide this out of the way so we can take a look at some of the code here. Boy. Too many windows open. We'll just leave it there for now. So As you can see, it was supposed to be originally called coverletter.ai, but there's already a software called cover letter, excuse me. I've already double checked to see that I wasn't exposing any, information that is kind of important. So, let's go through the code. As you can see, we're using a custom theme here. Using create theme, which comes from, whoops, let me close this. Create theme comes from, holy moly. Where does create theme come from? Oh, it comes from Material UI. So, or MUI. And now, so that's all right there in this entire thing. I won't go through this because this is all one piece. Maybe we'll make a separate video and break down how to use create theme. Export default function HustleTok. So this is starting the actual application. I left everything in one component just for kind of, vibe coding. It's all about rapid iteration, minimal overhead. We're not worried about, things that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. So, because this app isn't even live yet. So, everything is very minimal, right? Everything is in this app.js file. Then we have a .env file, which is loading up our OpenAI API key. So then we have two use effects here. Now these are gonna load once the component loads. So that means when we refresh the page, when we refresh the HustleTok page, these two are gonna run every single time, right? So this is gonna load credits from local storage on component mount, and then this is gonna save credits to local storage whenever they change, right? So whenever this is the dependency that this one has is looking for credits. So whenever credits change, this is going to run, as well as running on component mount. Then we have three functions here. One, generate strategy with OpenAI. Two is going to be handle download when you actually download, your strategy. And three is going to be handle upgrade close. So when you actually go to click get premium, there is a upgrade mode that's supposed to pop up, and that's going to handle the closing of that. And then you can see in our return statement here, this is everything being rendered. So of course we have a box that starts everything off. Of course we have to wrap everything with our theme provider because they're using create theme from MUI. And we have all of this is pretty straightforward if you know about all of the rendered content. This is just like the equivalent of your HTML and HTML, CSS, JavaScript, like vanilla JavaScript setup. This is the equivalent of your HTML or what will be displayed. Use theme is the equivalent of what would be like your CSS, but it's all being written here in JavaScript using React. For those of you who might have been wondering about that, and also some of the styling can also be done individually on each component, as well as you typically use create theme for more of like your base, and then you can style the components individually as well, just using this SX attribute here. So that's it for this one, guys. We'll go ahead and wrap it up there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Everything else is pretty much straightforward, so I'll save you guys and spare you guys who might be more experienced. And if you're new, leave a comment below if there's anything you didn't understand or anything you want to know more about. If you're on LinkedIn, make sure you follow. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. That's it. As always, keep coding and keep building.